I asked Rebecca in a hushed voice. Do you love him? She blinked, startled. Who? She murmured. Patrick, I said, and the second his name left my lips, the atmosphere shifted. Silence swallowed the room, heavier than any confession could have been. Even the hum of the fridge, the faint ticking of the clock, and the distant roll of the storm outside faded, leaving only her shallow, uneven breaths, caught somewhere between guilt and fear. She didn't answer immediately. I didn't raise my voice or make a move. I just watched her eyes flit nervously around the room, searching for an escape. Finally, barely audible, she whispered, Why would you ask that? Because you've already told me, I said without raising my voice, letting the truth speak through the tiny signals she'd left. Lingering looks, delayed responses, the subtle smiles whenever his name was mentioned. I stayed silent, letting the weight of it press down on the walls of lies she'd built. Her hands trembled as she lifted her wine glass. You're imagining things, Daniel. Patrick's just a friend. I corrected her gently but firmly. He was my friend. That single word, the past tense, made her flinch more than any accusation could. The first cracks had appeared weeks ago, laughter over hidden texts, quick glances she tried to hide. I had brushed them off as paranoia, a jealous itch gnawing at trust we'd spent years building. But truth doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers patiently until you can no longer ignore it. It was that night, with Patrick joining us for dinner, when I first noticed the subtle signs. Rebecca wore a red dress I hadn't seen in years. She brushed past me to greet him, her smile too warm, too familiar. When he complimented her cooking, she blushed. When I did, she barely looked my way. That night, I began seeing the pattern. Late-night phone alerts, secretive evening walks, quiet laughter when she thought I wasn't listening. Every tiny moment unraveling the illusion of normal. As the storm raged outside, I asked quietly, How long? Her face paled. I don't know what you mean, she said. Rebecca, don't make me drag it out of you, I replied softly. Tears threatened to fall as she whispered, It just happened. I didn't mean for it. I let out a bitter laugh. Like love was something you accidentally stumbled into. She looked at me then, not with guilt, not with anger, but with pity. You've been so distant, Daniel. Always working, always tired. I was lonely, she said. Her words cut deeper than the betrayal itself. I repeated them silently, unable to believe them. Lonely? I had been building our life, working for us, for our home. I didn't want to hurt you, she added, her voice trembling. But you did, I said, calm and steady. Every day you lied. Every time your smile was for someone else. Her sobs threatened to draw out the part of me that still wanted to comfort her. But I held my ground, gripping the edge of the table to steady myself. When did it start? I asked. She hesitated. After the company party, she finally admitted. 6 months. Half a year of deceit, of her slipping away while I remained blind. Everything finally fell into place. The distant glances, the sudden obsession with her appearance, the hidden laughter over texts. I asked once more softly, Did you love him? Her lip quivered. I don't know, but I did. Her paw said it all. She hugged herself, fragile and trembling. It's over now. We ended it. I shook my head. No. You ended us. The storm outside mirrored the chaos inside me. Thunder rolled in the distance as she turned away, wiping her face. What will you do? She asked. I didn't know. Anger and grief collided inside me, indistinguishable from one another. Part of me wanted to confront Patrick, another part just wanted to vanish. Instead, I grabbed my keys. I need air. She reached out. Daniel, please don't do anything rash. I hesitated, almost taking her hand, then pulled away. Too late. The drive was a blur of rain-slick streets, until I found myself outside Patrick's apartment. Shadows flickered behind the curtains, then the lights went out. I could have confronted them, demanded answers, but the truth was already there. The thing I hated most wasn't Patrick. It was the version of myself that had trusted blindly, loved fully, and ignored the warning signs. I drove until the storm passed, stopping at the old pier where Rebecca and I once dreamed of our future. The water reflected the faint moonlight, calm at last. I remembered her laughter, the way our hands had fit together, the promises we had made, fragile things as strong as those who keep them. Back at home, the house was silent. She slept on the couch, blanket pulled tight, peaceful as though nothing had changed. But I remembered everything. I removed my wedding ring and placed it on the coffee table. The soft clink marked the end of something sacred. In the morning, I packed a bag. She woke as I left. Where are you going? She asked groggily. Somewhere you can't follow, I replied, her eyes filling with tears. Please, we can fix this. I paused at the door. You can't fix what died while you were pretending to keep it alive. And then I walked out. The air smelled of rain and earth, crisp and fresh. For the first time in months, I felt a flicker of peace. Not forgiveness, but the quiet calm that comes after devastation, when there is nothing left to lose and nothing left to hide. The moment she froze, I had already found closure.